Guys, MCU Collector here with a very special video. This one is, a typical review video. We're going to take a look at the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years, the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, MCU 10th anniversary, 3-pack, Toys R Us exclusive. Winded after saying all that. But the big important thing of this video is just how amazing this whole experience has been with YouTube. It's been almost a year and a half since I started doing this, and it was basically just for fun, so and I get so many people are out there doing videos. That's awesome. You check them all out. Everyone does do things in kind of their own way and everything. So mine's really no different, but one thing that I really didn't expect to happen out of all of this was to just really talk to and meet such amazing people that are really in the community, that are out there to help people and just supportive and everything. So this set, as you know, has not seen a release in the United States at all. We don't know where it's going because Toys R Us is gone. So I'm sure it'll be somewhere, but who knows where. But it has shown up in Canada at Toys R Us in Canada, which is alive and going well as far as I know. They seem to be getting everything. Canada is absolutely on fire with all the figures. They've gotten everything at this point, basically. So awesome, Canada. But a good friend of mine, Quinn, in Canada, he came across this becoming available. He's already got several of the 10th anniversary figures. He just got the Hulk and Hulkbuster set the other day. But he sent this out to me, and he sent me a note. Here it says, "To MCU Collector, great work on all the vids, and keep it up and stay positive. Best reviews out there. All the best, Quinn." I'm speechless, guys. I can't tell you how awesome of an experience this is, and to meet people like that. And Quinn, he's a big supporter of the YouTube channel, big supporter of my Instagram page as well. He's always been there. He's always out there to help and everything. So big thank you to Quinn. It's just absolutely awesome, amazing guy. Really appreciate it. So here is that 3-pack. This one is one that I'm probably my third most excited for. Aside from Ronin and the Yellow Jacket, this one is awesome because of that Trevor Slattery Mandarin figure. That figure should have come out years ago, but it didn't. Here it is now, finally released. And I will tell you right now, before I even open the package, this head sculpt on Trevor Slattery of the actor Ben Kingsley is the best male head sculpt with the digital face print that Hasbro has done. I know everyone's talking about the Captain America one and that Crossbones 2-pack. I don't have it yet. I can't compare. But the Thor, Star-Lord, the other ones that we've gotten, I am telling you right now, they will not compare to this one. This one is absolutely amazing. So we'll take a look when we get the figure out of the package, but let's just take a look at the box. Absolutely amazing. Just like with the Ronin figure, it's the same style packaging, the Marvel Studios. So this is the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years. It has that cool Marvel Studios logo with the 10 in there. You see we were Pepper Potts, Iron Man Mark 22, Hot Rod, and then the Mandarin, which is really Trevor Slattery and not the Mandarin, but easy to just call it the Mandarin. You can see that it is from the Iron Man 3 movie, so very cool. Looking at side artwork of the package, looking awesome. You can see Iron Man 3 there, and then there's some concept art for the movie. The other side has the bio information on Iron Man 3, which was released in 2013. And you can see that this is number 4 of the line. And it reads, Iron Man 3, suited up as Iron Man, Tony Stark disappears to rural Tennessee to investigate global terrorist attacks and discovers that the radical soldiers are afflicted with extremis, a virus that can enhance human strength and durability, but can also be fatal to anyone infected by it. Really cool look at the back of the package. You see the 4 up here in the top corner. We have the Iron Man 3 movie poster there. A bunch of information, logos and stuff. And then we have bios. So first we'll go with Pepper Potts. When CEO of Stark Industries, Pepper Potts is infected with the life-threatening extremis virus. Tony Stark's mission to take down the Mandarin gets personal. Iron Man Mark 22, which is Hot Rod, which is designed after his Hot Rod vehicle, his car. As the Ten Rings criminal organization begins to terrorize nations around the world, Tony Stark looks to shut down its alleged leader, the Mandarin, as Iron Man. So pretty generic there. But the Mandarin, under the guise of the Mandarin, Trevor Slattery works under extremist propagator Aldrich Killian, taking credit for systemic attacks on global soils and hoping to profit from feeding both sides of the war on terror. So that gives away the whole movie. If you haven't seen the movie and get the plot twist, there it is. But it's kind of funny that the picture, he actually has the sunglasses on in there in that picture. So really cool there. So awesome. Let's open this up and take a look at the figures. We'll go over them one by one, spend the least amount of time on Hot Rod because that is just a repaint. But we'll go over it. So here we go. Let's open guys, here are the figures out of the package. And I will tell you that this is probably a pack that a lot of people were disappointed in and really are just going to pass on it just because, you know, it's another Iron Man figure. We've seen that figure released three times. It's just a repaint. Who cares? Nobody needs a Pepper Potts. That's not the Mandarin. Not my Mandarin. I don't want the Mandarin. Whatever. I'm going to tell you right now that this is an amazing 3-pack. Not just because they're movie figures, and I absolutely love movie figures, and they can always do no wrong, and no matter what, I'm always going to love them. Yes, but with this pack, there's a lot of great things to really look at with this pack. I'm actually first going to go over the Iron Man Mark 22 Hot Rod figure, because we're just going to get that out of the way. I'm not even going to go over the articulation, none of that, because the figure, this is the 4th time that we've gotten this same figure. But the difference with this one is the paint. The paint apps on it are absolutely incredible. Look at how that deep metallic red goes and fades into the gunmetal black and gray. Look how that does that. That is absolutely awesome. You could just see how it fades right in. Hasbro did a great job doing that. You could see the deep metallic red starts to turn, you know, to the pink color as it fades down. It looks incredible. And they did that completely around the legs. Awesome. And look at the bottom, lower half of the legs. That metallic red and onto the feet just pops and stands out. It looks great. The flames came out very nice. It looks like they did the same kind of with the digital face print. You see how it's kind of the dot, like the dot matrix, old dot matrix printers, you know, how it comes out with dots and stuff. If you can look at how that comes out, how the yellow transitions into the orange, into the red for the flame. So clean, so nice to see some nice clean paint apps, even on the back of the legs. Yeah, there's a little bit of red spots there. Not a big deal. Those flames came out real nice. Looks like a little spot there. No big deal. But, you know, coming off of like the X-Men wave where there was QC paint issues galore, it's nice to see something so well executed like on this figure. Man, God, that just looks good. It's just basically a black and gray throughout the rest of the figure. It's all done clean as well. It looks like there's got a little bit of sparkle to give it a metallic look to it, so that's definitely a nice touch. We got that same metallic coloring in here, and they did the same thing how it fades into the gunmetal, even up here on the bicep. We can get that in clear. So that's done very nice. The back of the elbow joint even there. Here on the left arm as well. So it's just, wow. Hasbro did a really good job on this figure. So we know that this figure, again, it's the 4th release. You can see here, we've seen it before with the other Iron Man 3 figures. The Disco Armor, which is the Mark 27. It is the same body mold. This one did come with the shoulder cannon, even though it's not actually accurate to the movie. And then we have the Iron Patriot, which has the shoulder cannon as well. So same exact figure. There's no difference. And then the Age of Ultron War Machine, same exact figure, which is going to look almost like this, but without the flame. So Hasbro did a great job on that. So it's an awesome figure. I really like that. So we'll move on to Pepper. So Pepper is an awesome one. Not necessarily a figure that I really thought we needed, even for MCU, because, you know, obviously you want to focus on who the heroes are and the villains, and not necessarily the supporting side characters. But in this case, it's awesome. Now, I'll admit, at first I was concerned that I didn't think the face print actually looked like Gwyneth Paltrow all that much, but having the figure in hand, I can tell you, it really does. you know, you look at any figure going you know, straight at the face, it doesn't look as good. But always when you kind of turn to the side and get that side profile, it's always going to look better. This one came out good. Now, her eyes are kind of big, and that's probably correct to her. So it really helps you get a look at her eyes a little bit easier than some of the other figures. Now, Hasbro's female face prints have always been really spot on. It's the male ones that they just kind of iffy, you know, oh, it looks good, but is it completely like the actor? The female ones are always great. So this one is really no different now that I have it in hand. The pictures really don't do this one justice. You have to have it in hand to really see it. But a pretty good figure altogether. I was concerned too with the feet because they look so big, but having them in hand, it's not nearly as bad. Yes, they're kind of a little bit bigger there, and then they look kind of stubby, but it's not as bad actually having them in hand. It's just the pictures that make it look a lot worse. As far as the sculpt, I think we're going to see a lot of reused parts. I can't tell if this lower torso has been used before or if it is new. These upper thigh pieces, I believe, are new, and then these lower legs are the standard thin female legs that we've seen used countless times in all the figures. The upper torso, I believe, is new because this is for that scene at the end of the movie where you know, she falls and you think she's dead, but she's not because she has the extremis. And then as she's you know, what's his name, Aldrich Killian is around fighting and stuff, you know, she has she's like this, but then, you know, she's fighting, and then she picks up a piece of an iron of one of the suits, puts her arm in the sleeve, and then kicks that bomb thing over to Killian, and then she blasts it and it kills him. So that's what this figure is supposed to represent in that scene. Which is really cool. So looking at this is a nice deep metallic red as well, and gold in the figure. And it is a double jointed elbow for a female. Isn't that crazy? Of course, over here is still just a single elbow with the swivel, just like all the other female figures, so no different there. But this one is double jointed and works out great. But there is no wrist articulation at all, so we gained one in the elbow, but lost it at the wrist. But that's okay, because really, you're only going to use this for that one, to recreate that one scene. So you're just going to have it out like this, and blasting, because it's not like she walked around with that on her hand, on her arm or anything. So there it is. So again, really good looking figure. It's very easy to pop this arm off. You just pop it right out, and you could switch the arm, no problem. It goes in like so. Not really going to go over the articulation because the same typical female figure. She can look down though, which is good. You're not going to look up because of the hair. And then the hair details, some good nice brown wash in there to give it that dirty blonde look, which is really good. So there is the Pepper. Now on to the crown jewel of the 3-pack, the Mandarin figure. This thing is awesome, but it's a little hard to get to stand up, and that's going to be because of the boots, the hinge on the boots, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But remember when I was saying, you know, in the package, this is the best male digital face print that Hasbro has done. Look at that thing. Look how awesome that looks. Side profile, straight on, everything. It just pops and looks dead on like Trevor Slattery, Ben Kingsley, Trevor Slattery in Iron Man 3. Awesome job. You could see that, you know, his head was shaven there, so you see kind of some of the skin, some of his scalp showing through there to show that it's shorter hair, and then a little bit longer for this man bun thing that he has. There's some gray wash in the beard to give it that real hair textured look to it, so that's definitely nice. But that head sculpt came out ridiculously good. Man, that is awesome. So remember, this figure was shown at, I believe, Comic-Con, probably 2007, 2008. Probably 2008. If the movie came out in, no, 2013. What am I talking about? So if the movie came out summer of 2013 or at some point in 2013. So this was shown either at that Comic-Con in 2013 or 2012, but then was never released. But that's okay, because now we get the digital face print for it. and get some updated things to make it look really good. Now, I don't remember, I have to go back and look at pictures, but this jacket that he has is a nice, shiny, metallic green. And I don't know if the original release would have had this metallic green to it. So that's definitely nice. Now, the legs, I forget, somebody had pointed this out when the Netflix Punisher figure had come out, that these legs, that Punisher figure actually uses these legs, which were, you know, the same from the figure that didn't get released. So those legs for Punisher were actually not really new, even though it was, I guess, the first figure to use them. They're actually here on the Mandarin first. And there is a nice camouflage coloring to it. You can see that they did it. Now, the only thing is they didn't do it on the back of the legs. So it's only on the front part of the legs that you see that. And really, that's fine, because how are you going to see the back of the legs when he has the jacket on? So that's okay. Looking at the details, you can see in the sculpt, it's got, they look like clovers, and I don't know exactly what they're supposed to be, but there's several different kind of shapes and designs throughout the jacket to give it that whatever kind of print. I don't know if that's a flower with some clovers or what it is, but it comes out looking really good. Here in the front, you can see this gold for the, I guess would be the buttons, you know, if you were to close it. The paint came out very clean on the gold with the green. Nice sculpted hood to it, as if the hood was down, because he doesn't, you know, I think only at one part of the movie does he have it, and he just takes it off. But that looks really good. The sleeves come out looking really nice. You can see the gold paint is done very nicely. This pattern along the wrist cuff is done very clean as well. So that looks very good. Even the rings on his hand are painted nicely. They're all just gold, but you could see that they don't really bleed out onto the hand. Same on this side as well. So that's great. Now this piece here is actually a floating belt piece. It doesn't look like it can be removed, but there's some good paintwork in that too. So whatever pattern that they put for the belt looks good. And then this rope tie around there has got some good sculpt to it, like the braids and the rope and everything. So that's done nicely. The shirt, it just looks like he has like a black shirt on this pea green outer shirt on top of it. So looks really good, and he's just got green boots. So awesome looking figure. We'll go over the articulation for this guy, definitely, because he's new. His head will not look down because that super long beard is just going to get in the way. You just see it tapping along his chest, so that's not going to happen. There's a little bit of pivot in there. He can definitely look all the way up, and obviously side to side. Arms are going to come out and go a little bit upwards, but you get a little bit of hindrance here from the shoulder piece of the jacket because of how it's sculpted out. But you're going to be able to get those arms up there, and the jacket can move around enough that it's going to be flexible, and you can definitely get that arm up there. Full rotation. There's no bicep swivel or anything. You get a swivel at the elbow, and it's only going to be a single jointed elbow and give you that much bend, which I think is enough, because again, I don't know how much dynamic poses you're really going to get this guy in, because remember, he's not really the Mandarin. There's not a whole lot to him. There's no ab crunch to this guy. He's got a waist swivel though, so there's actually lacking in articulation there, but that's okay. Again, not a whole lot of dynamic stuff that you're going to want to get him into anyway. The legs go apart that far apart. You have an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and just like the Netflix Punisher, ugly jointed knee. But it does look good. The paint app's on there. And then these boots, they don't really hinge up a whole lot. The left one does, but maybe it's just mine on this right one. But it, oh, there we go. So you get a click up, goes all the way down, and you do get ankle pivot. So that's why mine didn't want to stand. Really had to kind of force that joint a little bit. It'll make it easier there. I think the Comic-Con version also was going to come with a sword. He unfortunately does not come with any accessories. It's just going to be the flame effect, blast effect, and then the additional arm for Pepper Potts. But there is the 3-pack, again, exclusive to Toys R Us. So Canada has got it. Who knows where in the US it'll show up, or if it even does. I would imagine it will, but where, who knows. I do highly recommend this. For anybody that's an MCU collector or even Iron Man fan, it's a great set, definitely to have It looks awesome. So I'm very pleased with it. I cannot thank Quinn enough for getting this out to me. I really appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. And that's my review. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. But as a bonus, because I have 3 packs in, I have 4, 5, and 6. Let me show you real quick the 3 boxes together on how that's going to look as it forms that panoramic collage. So stay tuned. Let me get this stuff out of the way and put those boxes together, and we'll see what it's going to look like, because these 3 consecutive ones go together. So, all right, guys, so here it is. Iron Man 3, Thor, The Dark World, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Set number 4, 5, and 6. You can see how that panoramic collage is going to come along and really piece together. You can see Iron Man, his shoulder comes together there. You see Groot and I think the concept art for Drax along with Star-Lord there. So it's coming together quite nicely. It's going to look awesome with all 10 as they come together and do that. So I'm actually going to be saving these boxes, even though I don't normally save these things. These ones I still have because I just have a lot to clean up. There's just been so many figures lately. But yeah, that's going to look awesome. So there's a little preview with 4, 5, and 6 right in the very center, how it's going to look. So I can't wait to get all 10 and complete this collage. So pretty awesome.